the birthing time, the time of the purification. And so it begins. While we are experiencing the chaos of the surface world, there will be equally severe climatic reverberations going on beneath the surface. These changes will be going on beneath the ocean's surface as well. Even below the tectonic plates, the egg of the phoenix, the fifth world, is being born. The new earth, in accordance with the prophecies, is beginning to take form. The cosmic soup is beginning to boil. It is a time of birthing and groundwork. This groundwork is being staged for the purification the Hopi have tried so desperately to warn us was coming. The movement of the magma below the Earth's surface is also causing a changing in the character of the Earth's magnetic fields. This new Earth has within it new magnetic particles which are aligning themselves with the fluctuating magnetic fields. They are actually acting independently from existing Earth and cause, in this action, a polar reversing in the energy fields of the Earth. That translates to confused geophysical communication, which will filter down the life chain and materialized as confusion in humans as well as four-legged animals. Thus, the thinking process within the brain matter, which is conducted through electrical impulses, will fall into chaos. We still have the ability to soften the effects of the outcome of this drama, or we can sit back and do nothing, the latter of which has its own consequences. So the crux of the experiment is to determine humanity's ability to work together in harmony, using technology for positive ends, which is up for utilization. If we do nothing, well, someone else might step into the picture, which will have its own consequences, will it not? The warnings have been given out to the world governments. The warnings have been given out to the world governments, those privileged few. Those privileged few. Now, right now, they are going to be brought to the people. Those who are open to an alternative to decadence. It has been called the war with valued life. The message is simple. It is a very simple message. Wake up and live. Once quiet and pristine, the antediluvian world beneath our oceans was where those beings who elected to live the more peaceful and tranquil life choose to explore. That was long ago in a world that is lost somewhere in legend. A world that was older even than the tales of Avalon, older than memory. It was when dolphins and humans parted ways. One to the ocean world, the other to the world of land dwellers. During the bridging of this transition, the legends of the mermaids and mermen came into fruition. There are many stories of these times written in ancient texts, which have been, because of our amnesia, good material for fairy tales. Now we shall see the merging of these realities come into our reality awareness once again. For we have entered what we could call a new kind of fairy tale. There is so much that could be said about the subterranean world, the land of the smoky sun, the inner earth, known to many as Agartha. There are many of these legends that have been recorded down throughout human history. Once it was written in Oriental text how even the great Genghis Khan was stopped along his trail of conquests by the king of the earth. His men ran in fear as this magnificent being rose from an opening in the earth. Having been disturbed by the ravaging of war upon the surface by the Khan and his marauding armies, the Lord of the inner earth decided to do something about it, took action. We all can do that, take action. The great Khan, it is told, was instructed to return to his homeland, a messenger, and to find peaceful means to resolve the problems of the empire he had created, or face a very unpleasant ending. If it were not for this intervention, he most likely would have continued straight through Europe. No other explanation seemed feasible to the ancients as to why the march of this invincible army was abruptly ended and returned to their homelands. This gives me a little giggle. The truth. I once was gifted with a copy of Admiral Byrd's personal diary. In his diary, Admiral Byrd speaks quite plainly about the presence of a very advanced race he encountered at the North Pole. Regarding the question as to the validity of his story, you and I are left with the wondering of how exactly he did manage to travel all those extra hundreds of miles and return, when there was no physical way his plane could carry enough fuel abroad for such an extended venture. Keep in mind, there are no fueling stations at the North Pole. To every doubt, there is an unexplained factor of physical validity. Legends do not come from the air, birthed by unexplainable facts. This is why legends, more often than not, outlive the civilization that created them. We are finding more and more that those legends are being validated as technology evolves. Lila Wakan, Aho.